Hey, what's up everybody? TJ here. Today I'm at a Copper testing the brand new Season Primer snowboard. Let's get into it. All right guys, real quick for your reference before I jump into the tech you're gonna find in this thing. I'm 5'10", I weigh around 155 pounds, and I'm testing this board in size 156. Now this is an all mountain focused board on the Season lineup, designed with versatility in mind, and something that's gonna be easy to control, comfortable, and great for progression. It comes in a huge variety of sizes, ranging from 142 up to 166 wide. So they got a size for everybody out here. And it does have a slightly directional twin design. You're gonna get a little bit of a directional outline in this snowboard with a 1 centimeter longer nose than tail outside the contact point. So just a little bit more board material up front to help you out on deeper days. It also runs a 1/2 inch or about a 13 millimeter setback at the reference stance, shifting your bindings a little bit closer to the tail. Again, gonna help you out in deeper snow conditions, but it has no taper. So on hard pack, this thing is gonna ride and feel very twinish, very similar to a true twin snowboard. You are gonna get a camber dominant profile on this board as well, just a mellow camber, about 2 millimeters of a positive camber bend through the body of the snowboard, giving you a little bit more energy and precision and stability when you need it. But it does have a small rocker release going into the tips to mellow things out, make it a little bit more friendly and easier to control, and also provide a slight benefit in deeper snow conditions. The construction and design of this snowboard is really focused more on the shape and the profile. That's where you're gonna really get all of the character to this snowboard. They're not throwing in a ton of fancy additives or anything like that. So it does come in at a nice price point with that more simple construction. It does have just a 100% poplar core for a nice predictable poppy feel, standard core material there. You are gonna get a sintered base in this snowboard though. It's a seamless sintered base. There's no die cuts in it, so that can help add a little bit more durability. And a sintered base is a more durable, harder base material that tends to be faster compared to an extruded base. You do want to make sure to wax it regularly to maintain a nice consistent glide through the season, but that is really great to see on a board coming in at this price point that's really designed for progression. And that's it for a quick tech breakdown. We're gonna get these laps going out here today and see how this thing feels out on the resort. All right, y'all, let's jump into things talking about the overall flex and feel you're gonna find here with the Season Primer. Now, this board is designed with versatility in mind, and I think that they hit the nail on the head pretty well with the flex on this thing, with a pretty solid, just middle of the road flex. Very similar both lengthwise and torsionally, although I will say they milled the core slightly thinner through the center of the snowboard. That does make it a little bit more maneuverable torsionally, which makes it a little bit easier to turn and control, and also makes pressing and flexing the board look way better with less effort. So you'll see it kind of hinges a little bit in the middle of the snowboard first. That allows the nose and tail to still hang on to some good power and give you some better snap as well, but still get you a nice, tall, good looking press. But I will say you can feel that camber and the flex a little bit when you're sitting in the nose or tail press. You can feel it fighting a little bit. You gotta put a little muscle into it to get it to look right, but it's totally there and a lot of fun for all kinds of butters and ground tricks. I think overall, if I had to describe the feel of this board, I would say it is comfortable, but still confident, and has some good pop too. And I think that flex and feel translates really well into hitting park laps and riding with a more freestyle first approach as well. I think it's very versatile in there, fun on jibs, fun on jumps. It rides switch well. The directionality in this snowboard isn't really throwing you off out there. And I would say a great choice for progression as well, you know, regardless of where you're at. Like if you're just starting out, you're learning the fundamentals, you're getting into freestyle and park riding, it's gonna be a great tool to help with that progression, make it feel comfortable, and you can grow with the snowboard, which is nice. But still feels good just all around in the small to medium kind of range. I think whether you're hitting jibs or hitting jumps, you're gonna be pretty happy with this thing. If you do push it to like the large side of things, you may be wanting a little bit more stability. But you know, with this being a more entry-level snowboard focused on progression, I think it is a really great choice on the freestyle side of things as well. And as far as exploring the resort and carving with the primer, I think it has a pretty good feel as well. Two specs I'm gonna throw out for you guys are the waist width and side cut. So it's size 156, you're gonna find a 25.2 centimeter waist, which is gonna be very nimble and quick to go edge to edge, maybe just a tad narrow, but they do offer this board in like every size you can imagine. So if you want something a little bit wider, they've got you covered on that. And it runs an 8-meter side cut. So a nice all mountain side cut, slightly longer drawn out carves, feels good as you start to push it to slightly higher speeds, but generally is a little bit of a mellower carver. I will say I was pleasantly surprised with how well this board could hold an edge, especially in more firm conditions like we had out there at Copper. But definitely one of those boards that I don't think is really gonna be too much on your mind as you're out there ripping around the resort. I think if you really push it and you know, maybe you've progressed to a more advanced level and you're comfortable just mobbing down hills, you are gonna be able to overpower it eventually. But generally has a pretty good feel to it. I'd say comfortable and confident. Now I am happy to say I was able to get this board out on a beautiful day in the Colorado backcountry in some really nice snow conditions. So I want to talk about soft snow and particularly deeper powder real quick as well. Now this board isn't super directional. You know, it has that slightly directional outline. You got an extra centimeter of material up front here, no taper and just a little bit of a setback. And I rode it at the reference stance out there. And I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised. I think if you're buying this board as just your one board to do anything around the resort, and you know, start getting into riding some powder as well, I think you're gonna be pretty happy with what this board delivers. Certainly, you know, would have you look at something like the Forma or the Aero on the season lineup for like a proper POW board, or even the Nexus. But for what this board is, I think it's pretty sick that it does float all right as well. So overall, I think Season did a really great job with the design of the primer, with what they were seeking out to do with this snowboard. It's a great choice as an entry-level board for just all forms of progression, whether you're making your first turns, getting in the terrain park for the first time, or starting to explore other parts of the resort. It has a nice, manageable, but still capable feel to it. And I think could be a great option, of course, for beginners looking for a low-cost entry-level snowboard, but still has enough backbone to it where more seasoned riders that want a little bit more out of the board are still gonna be able to have a great time on it. This is a board I could rip for a whole season, and I don't think that it would really disappoint me at all. So if you're looking for something like that, something low-cost and versatile with still good construction, check out the Season primer. I'm gonna have this thing linked down below the video, so it's right there if you guys wanna check it out. And let me know what I left out of the review in the comments if you think I missed anything, or if you have any questions. Drop a like if you got some value, and don't forget to subscribe before you leave so you don't miss our next review. I appreciate you guys. We'll see you in a new one next time.